welcome to my channel Anupma Biology Classes. In this immunology series, today our topic is drugs, which is taken from chapter 8, part 7 of CBSE class 12th. Now, let's come on the topic here. The first question is, what is drugs? Any substance other than food used in the prevention, diagnosis, alleviation, treatment or cure of a disease in man and animals is called drugs. A drug may also be defined as a chemical which, when taken in some way, alters the body functions for the benefit of the person. Drug is also known as a medicine or a therapeutic agent. Now, addictive drugs and addiction. So, what is addictive drugs? An addictive drugs, which means habit forming drugs, is a substance that modifies the biological, psychological, or social behavior of a person by stimulating, depressing, or distorting the functions of the body and the mind. Here you can see that 10 most addictive drugs, which are ketamine, buprenorphine, amphetamine, benzodiazepines, alcohol, barbiturates, street methadone, tobacco, cocaine, and heroin. Now, what is addiction? Addiction is the habitual psychological and physiological dependence on a substance or a practice which is beyond voluntary control. A person who is habituated to a substance or a practice, especially a harmful one, is called an addict. So, addiction is a psychological and physical inability to stop consuming a chemical, drug, activity or substances even though it is causing psychological and physical harm. Now, use and abuse of drugs. So, at first, before this, you can see here some physical sign of addiction in which bloodshot or droopy eyes, bloody runny or sniffling nose, pale skin, bruise or track marks, weight loss or weight gain, and lack of coordination and slurred speech. These are the physical signs of the addiction. Now, steps of rational drugs use. At first, identify the patient's problem based on symptoms and recognize the need for action. Then, define the diagnosis, that is, diagnosis of the disease. Then, list possible intervention or treatment. And the last step is start the treatment by writing an accurate and complete prescription, like name of the drug with dosage forms, dosage schedule, and the total duration of the treatment. Now, what are the reasons for irrational use of drugs? Lack of information, role models like the teachers or seniors, lack of diagnostic facilities, uncertainty of diagnosis, medicine for all possible causes, demand for the patient load, promotional activities of the pharmaceutical industries, drug promotion and exaggerated exclaimed by the companies, defective drug supply system and ineffective drug regulations are the reasons for the irrational use of drugs. Now, irrational use. Here you can see some few examples like injudicious use of antimicrobial, unnecessary combinations, use of drugs not related to diagnosis, incorrect route, incorrect dosing under or overdose, incorrect duration, that is prolonged or short term use, unnecessary use of expensive medicines, unsafe use of corticosteroids and polypharmacy. These are the few examples of the irrational use. Now, here you can see that the drug abuse and addiction. So there are some things which we can use for the drug abuse and addiction. These are the marijuana, PCP, methamphetamine, steroids, cocaine, LSD, heroin, painkillers, ketamine, alcohol, ecstasy, inhalants, etc. So, taking a drug for a medical purpose to treat body's disorder or injury is known as its use. Intake of a drug for a non-medical purpose and in amount, strength, manner or frequent that impairs physical and mental functions is called its abuse. That is a wrong, improper or injurious use or a misuse. A person who takes a drug for a non-medical use is called a drug abuser. So, the term abuse with respect to drugs implies three aspects, in which the first one is non prescribed use, second is non medical use, and the third is use for having pleasure. So, this is all about the use and abuse of drugs. After this, some common features of drugs abused by addicts. So, the abusable drugs have certain common features, in which the first one is they are used without the physician's prescription. They are to be taken frequently or regularly. They are habituating substances. They mostly affect the brain and alter consciousness, perceptions, or behavior. They give temporary pleasure. They are often obtained and taken secretly. So, these are the common features of the drugs abused by addicts. After this, what is drug dependence? So, certain drugs are prescribed by physicians for the prevention or treatment of disease or for increasing the physical and mental performance and are withdrawn as soon as the desired effect is achieved. Related here, repeated use of certain drugs on a periodic or continuous basis may make the body dependent on them. This is called drug dependence. The term drug dependence is nowadays preferred to drug addiction or drug habituation. Some people start taking drugs without medical advice due to one reason or the other and become drug dependent. So, the term addiction do not only refer to the dependence on substances such as heroin or cocaine. A person who cannot stop taking a particular drug or chemical has a substance dependence. Now, after this, what is the implications of drug dependence? So, for this here, drug dependence implies the following aspects, in which the first one is regular, almost daily intake of the drug due to craving for it. Development of tolerance to the drugs and appearance of withdrawal symptoms on leaving its intake. Inability to decrease the use of drugs. Continuation of drug intake in spite of its harmful effects and ignoring other life activities and interest. So, a drug dependent may show one or a few of these features, not necessarily all, at any one time. So, these are the implications of the drug dependence. After this, now the types of drug dependence. So, here there are two types of drug dependence. First one is the psychological dependence and the second is physiological dependence. So, if you talk about the psychological dependence, it refers to the person's belief that the normal state of well being can be attained only with the drug's action. While the physical dependence refers to the person's state when intake of a drug becomes essential to maintain physiological equilibrium. In such a case, the nervous system functions normally in the presence of the drug only. The physical dependence is therefore also called neuroadaptation. Now, after this, stages leading to drug dependence. So, what are the stages? There are following stages in which the first one is experimental use. So, he first takes a drug for curiosity. Second is recreational use. Then he starts using the drug for the so-called pleasure. Then situational use. After this, he joins the company of drug abuser and begins to take drug more often. Then compulsive use. It means now the use of drug becomes compulsory for him. And the last is dependence. So finally he becomes habitual to drug use and cannot leave it. His daily dose to get the desired effect increases with time. So these are the stages. At first experimental, then recreational, then situational, then compulsive, and then dependence on that drug. So these are the stages leading to drug dependence. Now, after this, early warning sign of the drug dependence. So, what are the early warning signs of the drug dependence? Parents and physicians should carefully note the initial stages of the drug dependence to nip the evil in the bud. The important early warning signs are here. First one, that is the academic deterioration as indicated by poor performance in the class and examination. Evasion of the family duties and responsibilities. Changes in behavior such as telling lies, violence, moodiness, etc. Physical changes such as red eyes and decreased appetite, vigor and the weight, etc. Quick changes in personality and the friend circle. Then legal problems such as arrest by police for obtaining and keeping drugs unlawfully. So these are the early warning signs for the drug dependence. After this, what are the factors that affect the drug action? So drugs when taken orally are absorbed into the blood where their level increases. The blood carries them to the body tissues and the organs such as muscles, liver, lungs, brains, etc. Thereupon, the drugs produces their effect on the body. The effects depends upon the following factors. The first one, that is the drug taken and its form, that is crude or purified. Then the dose, that is quantity of the drug consumed. Then the route of taking the drug, that is oral, intramuscular or intravenous injection, drinking or smoking. Then period over which drug is consumed, that is quickly or slowly. And the last is drug abuser susceptibility. So these are the factors which affect the drug action. Now, after this, what are the combinations of the drugs? So, some addicts use mixtures of drugs to have immediate kick or charge. Here you can see the some combinations. Is simultaneous use of drugs and alcohol may produce dangerous effects including death. When barbiturates and alcohol are taken together, each doubles the effect of the other. A mixture of cocaine and heroin called speedball give a spontaneous kick of cocaine and prolonged pleasure of heroin. So in this table you can see that some alcohol drug interactions like the alcohol plus barbiturates, this combination affects markedly increased depressant effect. Alcohol plus antihistamines markedly dossiness. Alcohol plus Valium dramatically increased sedative effect. Alcohol plus marijuana or hashish decreased coordination, increased reaction time, impaired judgment. And the alcohol plus aspirin increased chances of damage to gastric mucosa. So these are some combinations which affect our body more. Now, after this, what is drug action? Brain controls all the human activities and behavioral responses, and nearly all drugs act on the brain to modify the behavior. The drugs are carried to the brain by the blood. Therefore, the faster the drugs enters the blood, the more quickly it produces its effect. The structural and functional units in the nervous system are nerve cells called neurons. The neurons occur in chains, leaving tiny gaps, the synaptic cleft between them. Such a close approximation of the two adjacent neurons is called synapse, which you can see in the picture. Now, this picture shows the transmission of nerve impulse at a synapse. Arrival of the nerve impulse at the synaptic knob of an axon causes the release of a chemical termed neurotransmitter into the synaptic cleft by exocytosis through the presynaptic membrane, that is membrane of axon terminal. A common neurotransmitter is acetylcholine. The neurotransmitter diffuses across the synaptic cleft and binds to the postsynaptic membrane, that is the membrane of the dendrite of the next neuron. The postsynaptic membrane sets up a fresh nerve impulse that passes along the new neuron. An enzyme named acetylcholinesterase inactivates the acetylcholine to stop repeated stimulation of the dendrons. Here you can see that some events occurring at the synapse like an arrival action potential depolarizes the synaptic knob. Then the calcium ions enter the cytoplasm and after a brief delay, Acetylcholine is released through the exocytosis of the synaptic vesicle. Then acetylcholine binds to sodium channel receptor on the postsynaptic membrane, producing a graded depolarization. Then depolarization ends as acetylcholine is broken down into acetate and choline by acetylcholinesterase. The synaptic knob reabsorbed choline from the synaptic cleft and uses it to synthesize new molecules of acetylcholine. So these are the events that occur at a cholinergic synapse. The drugs act at the synapse. The depressant drugs that inhibit the production of neurotransmitter, causes inactivation of the neurotransmitter more quickly than normal, or modify the postsynaptic membrane so that it is not affected by the neurotransmitter. In either cases, the transmission of the nerve impulse is slowed. The stimulants like the caffeine and amphetamines may increase the production of neurotransmitter or mimic the action of neurotransmitter. This increases stimulation of the neuron. So, the depressant drugs are alcohol, narcotics, barbiturates, etc. and the stimulant drugs are caffeine, amphetamines, etc. So, this is all about the drug action. After this, the effects of drug addiction. So at first, effect on the addict. All the drugs affect the central nervous system, which by prolonged use of drugs is permanently damaged. This is followed by damage to other organs, and the addicts become victims of the various diseases including psychosis. Hepatitis B and AIDS are common in the drug addicts as they use contaminated needles to inject drugs. Now, effects on family. The drug addicts create problems for their families. They neglect duty and may lose job. This may deprive the family of basic needs. Frustration and insecurity in the children are a heavy price to pay for drug uses. Next and the last is effect on society. The drug users get drugs from illegal sources, thereby encouraging smuggling. They can cause traffic and industrial accidents and commit crimes. So these are the effects of drug addiction. Now, how drugs addiction begins? So there are many factors that lead people to drug addiction, in which the first one, that is curiosity. Frequently reference to drugs by public media create curiosity for having a personal experience of the drugs. Next is friends pressure. Frequent appreciation of the drug experience by friends allures others to start the use of drugs. Next is pleasure. Certain persons take drugs to have fun and pleasure and to escape from boredom. Next is frustration and depression. Some people start taking drugs to get relief from frustrations and depressions. Next is desire for more work. Students sometimes take drugs to keep awake the whole night to prepare for the examination. It is not desirable as it may causes mental breakdown. Next is looking for a different world. A wrong notion that the drugs open up a new world tempts some youngsters to start taking drugs. Next, relief from pain. A prolonged use of pain relieving drugs with physician advice at times lead to addiction. Family history. Children may take to drugs by simply seeing their elders in the family doing so, or as a gesture of defense against the elders who themselves take drugs but check the youngsters. Next is excitement and adventure. The young take drugs to satisfy their instinct for excitement, freedom, and adventure. And the last is availability of the drugs. Easy availability of drugs comes handy for the people to start using drugs. Difficulty in obtaining a drug may deter them for the vice. So these are how drugs addiction begins. Now, after this, here prevention of addiction. So how can we prevent it? First one, that is communicate early. So the better you know your children, the easier it will be guide them towards positive activities and friendships. Talk to your kids every day. Ask questions that requires more than yes or no and listen to concerns without judgment. Next is get involved in their lives. Young people careless likely to get involved with drugs when adults are part of their lives. Spend times and things they wanted to do, support their activities, attend their events, and help with their problems. Next is make and enforce rules. Research shows that when parents set harsh rules or don't set any rules, kids are more likely consequences. Give praise when they follow through. Next is be a role model. Children imitate adults, demonstrate way to solve problems, have fun and manage stress that don't involve alcohol or drugs. Point out examples of irresponsible behavior. You set the example, so use alcohol in moderation or don't smoke, never use drugs. Know their friends. When children have friends who don't engage in their behavior, they are likely to resist them too. Make sure your kids are comfortable in the social situations and involve them in group activities. Next is have a drug talk. Here, keep the talk short and do your research. Explain the effect of drugs, the legal uses, and the dangers of use. So, make it clear you don't want them to try drugs. So, these are the preventions of the addiction. Now, what is de addiction? So, the treatment of drug addiction or withdrawal symptoms of drugs is known as de addiction. It is done by specially trained physicians or as outdoor or indoor patients as found necessary. Now, after this, what are the withdrawal symptoms of drug dependence? So, if a drug dependent person fails to get the drug, he feels severe physical and psychological disturbances. These are called withdrawal symptoms. Like here you can see that the common symptoms of heroin withdrawal, that is mood changes, insomnia, aches and pains, heroin craving, diarrhea and fever. Hydrococaine, here muscle ache and pain, sweating, chills, cramping or diarrhea, tremors, nausea and vomiting, skin crawling. Symptoms of ovid withdrawal, that is nausea and cramping and anxiety, vomiting, insomnia, irritability, muscle ache and muscle pain. Some common symptoms during alcohol withdrawal are the here hangover symptoms, night sweats, shaking, paranoia, relief, brain fog, craving, better sleep. So, according to this, some withdrawal symptoms which are common in all are the headaches, confusion, nausea and vomiting, and anxiety, irritability, muscle spasm and pain, uncontrollable crying, nightmares, suicidal thoughts, extreme fatigue, hallucinations, and depressions. So, severity of the withdrawal symptoms may scare the drug addict from leaving the drugs or may force them to restart the use of drugs after leaving once. However, under proper medical care, the person gets rid of these symptoms in a few days. Now, after this, pharmacotherapy or management of withdrawal symptoms. So, what is pharmacotherapy? The general treatment often given to overcome the withdrawal symptoms of a drug is to replace the drug with a less reinforcing and legally available drug that can be gradually eliminated by the decreasing doses. This is called pharmacotherapy. So, the drug commonly used for de addiction are here under some following topics. First one, that is for sedative. Here phenobarbital is given orally every hour. So these are the drugs commonly used for the de-addiction. Second is for narcotics. Narcotics may be tapered by approximately 10% per day. Methadone is given twice in 24 hours to overcome the withdrawal symptoms. Next is for stimulants and psychedelics. There is no well-defined physical withdrawal syndromes. Drugs may be stopped abruptly. Watch the patient and give diazepam if necessary. Then for the drug combinations, withdraw one drug at a time and maintain the others. Because here the first withdrawal, the drugs that presents maximum problem. So Certain physicians use Ayurvedic herbs coupled with multivitamins for de-addiction because the drugs destroy the vitamins, thereby causing physiological disorders. So, when use of the drugs has been stopped and the withdrawal symptoms subside, the physiological dependence may persist and cause craving for the drug. At this stage, the relatives and friends should try to rehabilitate the person. Now, what is rehabilitation? Getting the patient through the withdrawal period with the help of a tranquilizer is only a short term treatment of the drug dependence. A long term treatment requires behavioral training, which enables the patient to make different and useful responses to use the stimuli that led him or her to drug taking. This is called rehabilitation of a drug dependent. It requires psychological and the social therapy in the form of counseling by relatives, friends, and physicians. The counselors should educate the patient about the ill effects of taking drugs and motivate them for the total drug abstinence in a sympathetic manner. They should pursue the addict to have the company of the drug free peer group. Counseling should generate behavior responses to solve problems and increase patients' self esteem. The counselor should not criticize the patient for the past actions and should be affectionate and sympathetic to him or her. The measures taken for the rehabilitations of a drug dependent are referred to as psychosocial therapy. Now, how to cut back on drinking. So there are some like the count your drinks, learn to refuse, drink is spacious, remember to eat, pace yourself. So these are how to cut back on drinking. Some strategies for the tapering alcohol consumptions are gradually reduce your numbers of drink, space out the length of the time between each drink, substitute a glass of water between alcoholic drinks, mix weaker drinks with the less alcohol, changes from your preferred alcoholic drinks to one you do not like. Adhere to a quickly reduction schedule with a stop date. So these are the strategies. Now, what are the supportive measures of the rehabilitations? Some supportive measures such as vitamin administration, proper nutrition, restoration of the electrolyte balance, proper hydration are necessary during the rehabilitation process. These measures are aimed at restoring the health damaged by drug abuse. It has been found that the level of cyclic adenosine monophosphate suddenly rises in the brain of an addict who is denied the drug. So increased CAMP, that is cyclic adenosine monophosphate level, causes the withdrawal symptoms. Vitamin C checks the rise in the CAMP level and helps in preventing the onset of withdrawal symptoms. This shows the importance of vitamin C in de-addiction. So, for the treatment of psychological problems, the reason which made the addict to start taking drugs should be explored and sincere efforts made to eliminate them. The addict may have problems at home, at work, or with society. Help of family members, social workers, and employers may be taken in this work. So, what is re-addiction? Many addicts restart drugs use after de-addiction. A careful watch by parents and friends can check this relapse of addiction. Now, the list of steps for the de-addiction, in which these steps have been explained above. So here you can see that the first one, that is pharmacotherapy, which we already discussed. Second is psychosocial therapy. It aims to treat psychological disorders with the medication. Next is health restoration. It is the induction of a return to a previous state as a return to health or replacement of a part to a normal position. Next is psychological treatment. It involves taking about your thoughts with a professional to better understand your own thinking and behavior, understand and resolve your problems. And the last is prevention of relapse. Relapse prevention skills are essential to learning to live a happy life in recovery. So these are the list of steps for the de-addiction. Now, after this, drugs as a here social stigma. So, if we talk about the drugs as a social stigma, before this, there are some addiction centers like TT Ranganathan Clinical Research Foundation in Madras, Asiana in Delhi, and Navjyoti Clinic. This is a chain of clinics started by police in the Delhi to treat the addicts. So, in view of the magnitude of the drug menace, a large number of centers are needed to treat and rehabilitate the drug dependents. Individuals and voluntary organizations should come forward for this purpose. Government should also liberally contribute to reform the society. Now, the drugs as a social stigma. Use of drug without physician's prescription and without regards to medical and social ethics leads to social stigma, that is mark of disgrace. Drug dependents are not liked by friends, colleagues and even relatives. People do not mix with them. The addicts have an unhappy life, deprive their families of the basic necessities, and their kids are likely to turn antisocial. The drug addicts are less efficient and unreliable as workers. They may lose job or may not get employment anywhere. They get drugs from illegal sources. This encourages smuggling and other associated social evils such as corruption and crime. The drug addicts believe in the principle of beg, borrow, or steal to get money for purchasing drugs and are often in debt. So, these are the drugs as a social stigma. Now, after this, report of WHO on addiction. According to WHO report, there are some 500 lakhs of drug addicts in the world. Of these, 300 lakhs takes marijuana, 80 lakhs use cocaine, 70 lakhs consume opium, 7 lakhs take heroin and the rest use other drugs. The above data shows the magnitude of the problems of the drug addiction and emphasizes the urgent need for educating the public about the menace of drug addiction. It will be in the fitness of things to have at least one de-addiction center in each town. Now, what is the legal punitive action? So, narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances, that is NDPS Acts 1985, now prescribed for drug trafficking offences a minimum punishment of 10 years, rigorous imprisonment and a fine of 1 lakh rupees. A repeated offense attracts a 20 or 30 years RI, that is a rigorous imprisonment and a fine of 2 or 3 lakhs of rupees. Law alone cannot tackle the drug problems. Public should raise a strong voice against the drug peddlers. Now, after this, alternative to alcohol and drugs. Alcohol and drugs are usually taken by the persons who are insecure, under stress, and unable to accept themselves as they are. To avoid addiction, one should try to understand oneself fully and to accept oneself as one is. At time of stress and strain, one should face the problems rather than forget them to taking alcohol or drugs. Use of alcohol and drugs only adds to the problems. It is better to talk about the problems to family members, friends, teachers, or other mature persons in the community. A sympathizer can always be found and all problems have solutions. So, after this, here healthy alternatives to drug and alcohol are sports like the yoga, pilates, going to the gym, exercising outdoors, meditations, getting a massage, pampering yourself, laughing, socializing, aromatherapy, etc. are the health alternatives to drugs and alcohol. People who use drugs want to change the way they feel. There is nothing wrong or unhealthy about wanting to feel good, however, using drugs is unhealthy. There are many healthy and responsible alternatives to drug use. After this, drug taking in animals also. Drug taking is noticed in animal also, like rabbit, deer, elephant and birds have been seen to seek out and eat fermented fruits, that is containing alcohol or intoxicating mushrooms. So this relationship is not limited to humans. A number of animals consume different psychoactive plants, animals, berries and even fermented fruits, becoming intoxicated, such as cats after consuming catnip. So this is the alternative to alcohol and drugs and drug taking in animals also. So this is the end of video in which we understood about the drugs, their features, drug dependence, combinations of drug action, effect of drug, prevention of drugs, de-addiction, re-addiction, etc. Now, the next upcoming video will be on the types of drugs. So if you understand this video, please like and share it and subscribe to my channel Anupma Biology Classes. If you have any questions, any queries or any suggestions, you can ask in the comment section below. Thank you for the watching.